Alrighty. Fuck, I'm all late. Oh shit. Oh, that'll work. So let's turn on this live chat. Oh, if you guys haven't noticed, I put the call-in number because we can call in now. In a little bit, actually. Yeah, we got the call-in number. It's in the video description. So if anybody wants to chime in and get on the air or whatever, then you should be able to if I set this up correctly. But I was like flying by the seat of my pants, so I'm not sure. I'm actually lucky that I made it. So today, oh no, what's wrong with my lighting here? Yeah, fuck it. That's good enough. Yeah, did you guys hear like 2 weeks ago, Oregon, first state in the United States, decriminalized drugs. Decriminalized drugs. And about, I think they said somewhere between 6 to 10 states should be following in the next couple months. One being, what's up, Window Guild? One being New York, major state, right? I think Kentucky or Connecticut or one of those keywords. Cunt state, I don't know. But yeah, that's like epic, man. That's epic. Like the decriminalization of drugs. What that means is in the state of Oregon, possession of drugs, any drugs, pretty much, I think any drugs, possession. So under a certain amount, which that amount is like pretty high. So like possession is still like carrying a stupid amount of drugs on you. But anyway, possession of drugs will no longer be a criminal thing. It's more like a citation where they give you $100 fine, or you can defer that and take a drug class or two or whatever, some sort of drug evaluation, something like that. But good news is people aren't going to be going to fucking prison and jail for repeat drug offenders like they are now. Like fucking, there are people in California prisons or jails and stuff, prisons at this point, but yeah, they're doing a life sentence, 20 years, because they've gotten busted with 3 felonies, possessions of certain drugs, like say cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, or there was a certain amount, right? But still possession, not even intent to sell, can still hold a felony for some types of class 1 drugs. And that's a felony. In California, you get 3 felonies. Yeah, so there's people like rotting away in jail for life for being drug addicts. And that's a fucked up part, right? Because it's like, since the Nixon administration, right? Since what, the 60s, right? Basically, they, basically said all drugs, class 1 drugs, and class 1 drugs are considered to be drugs that don't have any medicinal value. That's really stupid because almost all drugs have medicinal value. They may not have a lot, and they may not be the medicinal, may not be profitable to the pharmaceutical companies. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So Nixon set the precedence for the war on fucking drugs. And then, of course, the Bush administration with the actual war on drugs, Big Bush and then Little Bush and, flaming bushes and whatever. Yeah. And then, it was a losing battle. And since then, even though most medical accredited fields, psychology, whatever, medical studies and scientists and even the government funding these things, basically started to say people are pretty much in agreement that drug addiction is considered a sickness, right? So why are we sending sick people to jail? Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Sick, right? We should send like sick pedophiles to jail, rapists to jail, people that hurt other people. Obviously, they're mentally ill. That type of sick people, I'm not real big on reform, more about incarceration. But drug addicts, no, come on. Unless it's like somebody like, say, repeat offender, like a mom who's like gets a DUI because she's fucking high on heroin, did that a couple times with the kids in the back of the car, okay, maybe you deserve to go to jail. But just your typical guy that got busted, walking down the street with a pipe, or got pulled over and fucking for whatever reason had some shit and the cop found it, those guys don't deserve to go to jail. They should do the fine, right? And even if it's shit like a car or whatever, maybe obviously treat it like a DUI, just same as alcohol, right? Driving under intoxication, whatever. But yeah, so that's epic, though. It's epic that Oregon was the first state to do it. I mean, obviously, right? I don't know if you guys have been to the Northwest, but Northwest, pretty fucking heavy drug use up there. Now, I know there's heavy drug use everywhere, but Northwest, Seattle, Portland, notorious, especially for heroin, especially for heroin-type drugs. But of course, there's everything up there. But heroin is a big one, and there are so many people that like even the cops up in like the Portland and Seattle area are like stepping over junkies that are laying on the fucking street with fucking heroin or needles in their hands, right? Because the cops are just like, just too many of them, like boop, just jump right over them, boop, boop, it's like they're filling these fucking jails that we're paying for with our taxpayers' money to jail people because if someone's addicted to drugs, right, and if they're really addicted to drugs, odds are they don't have a lot of extra money because tell you what, if you're addicted to drugs, most of your extra money goes to support that addiction, right? Yeah. Shizuka. Yeah. I lived in Seattle and Portland for, I don't know, 6-7 years. And yeah, I mean, so we're paying for these drug addicts, right? And these drug addicts obviously don't have any money. So they go, they get a fairly heavy fine, right? Have to do their classes like for a first offense. Well, they fuck up because they're drug addicts, right? They don't have any extra money, right? So they don't fucking complete their classes, or they more than likely come up positive for dirty UAs. So you get a dirty UA. I got a couple friends who are caught up in this probation loop, right? For drugs. Get dirty UAs, right? And they get fucking more fucking probation. Then they get more dirty UAs because they can't stay clean because they're drug addicts. Then they go to jail. They get out. Now they definitely don't have any money and no job and no life and no possessions. Now they're on the streets trying to get drugs. And then the state's just like, like money, jail. And like, they're fucked. It's like, because then you start getting this, record, and the courts just look at it like, oh, it's a repeat offender. It's like, a repeat offender, really? This guy's been a drug addict for 20 years. Like, of course he's a fucking repeat offender. He's going to keep doing these fucking drugs, right? I think we've established that by now. So this whole thing with the $100 fine or the, just make them do classes is fucking great. I've got a video going back 12 years, one of my very first videos about legalization of drugs. That's one thing I said was, and not that I probably read it somewhere or whatever, but yeah, I mean, drug people don't deserve to be in jail. If they get caught, make them do mandatory classes. That's it. And I'm actually even for the legalization of drugs. Not necessarily all drugs, but and there are certain gray areas in certain. I'd like for like a prescription thing where if somebody wants to do heroin, someone wants to do meth, cocaine, hard drugs, that we know are addictive and we know are harmful. Oh, what's up, Ryan? Thanks, man. Yeah, let's give them to them. Okay, like a pharmacy. Let's have a pharmacy for drugs, like these types of drugs, and basically, in order to get those drugs, instead of going on the street and robbing people or fucking, stealing your mama's fucking flat screen TV or whatever, fucking, is this microphone? Yeah, just, fucking make them go like to a drug class, right? And if you go to like this drug class, then you get a prescription for like, here's your fucking 2 days worth of heroin, bam. Then we run out, you have to go to more drug classes, right? Okay, here's another fucking 4 days of heroin, bam. And do that. So that way you keep them in the system, but a protected system where they're not creating or committing crimes in order to support their habits. They're not stealing. They don't need to. All they got to do is sit through these classes. I mean, sure, there are some people that will still steal. Sure, they'll still bite on the street because it'd probably be cheaper and less of a pain in the ass. But a lot of people will get funneled into there, and then we'll get a lot more crime reduced, because that was the whole thing of war on drugs, is all this fucking crime because of these drugs. And it's like, no, it's like the crime is because these drugs are illegal and hard to fucking get. Make them legal, easier to get, but in order to get them, you have to go through some sort of medical evaluation, some classes. Mr. Mackey be sitting there, fucking drugs bad, okay? Drugs bad. Guy with heroin was like, yeah, drugs bad. Yeah, that. Make him go to that for fucking half a day. Think about sobering up. I would. But so I guess, yeah, it's gonna be epic though. New York is apparently up. What's up, Ben Nocturne? What's up, Suzuka? And I'm disappointed. Only 9 people in here. I thought maybe I didn't give enough time to announce it. Yeah, Window Guild. I'd love to, man. Now, since I'm back in San Diego and I'm not like wandering the fucking swamplands of not swamplands, but the rainforest of the Northwest anymore. Yeah, I'm back in my town. Yeah, man. Friday. What's today? Today's Saturday. Saturday sounds good. I like Saturday. Saturday's around 7 or 8, 7. Oh, I'm on. Yeah. I'm down with that, man. until like I actually go out and get a job, when like my free fucking unemployment money runs out. So, yeah, Window Guild, that's just it. I haven't done a live stream for fucking, I don't know how many months. It's been a couple months, but the last like 3 I didn't even show up to because I fucking make them and I'm going to do it and then I fucking fuck it off because something happens. But yeah, I'm going to schedule it and do it at the same time all the time so that people wait and they know it is. Cause yeah, like I think I promoted this like 2 hours in advance. I promoted like days in advance. Yeah, but it's all good because we're bringing back Trip on this. My boy, Mojo, we're going to be talking about, not sure he wants to talk about. He was talking about it. No, I know what he wants to talk about. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Trip on this stuff starting up again. I'm going to get the, the hot chick with the big boobs, get her back on. My friend Vinifica. Yeah, we'll have that going on. So what do you guys think, man? Anybody wants to call in? I believe you can. I put the number here. Let me see if I can type it out in the chat box here if anybody wants to call in and give their opinion. Dude, it's a cell phone. It's just hooked up close to them. I'm gonna put it next to the mic when it rings, so that it may sound like kind of like shit, like the old school like '90s call-in talk shows on the FM radio. It's probably gonna sound like that because I'm pretty sure that's what they did back then. Let's see. We got number. It's in the video description too, but I'll put it in the chat box for those of you that are on phones or whatever. Okay, it's 619-762-2144. I'll type it out. 619-762-2144. That's a call-in number. I'll just put it on speakerphone and put it next to the mic right here. I had good intentions. I was cleaning this shit. Oh, yeah, I got my... This is a new video series coming. I'm sure you can see the satire and the irony in this, but I'm working on it. I forgot my costume, but God, this. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to. I forgot. I don't have a co-host to prove these. Did I? New York will finally be legal here. New York is like legal in like fucking. I mean, not New York. Weed is legal in like most of the West Coast, but at least it'll be decriminalized, hopefully. Well, of course, I guess that would make it because weed's been decriminalized here. Weed's been legal here with some restrictions in California, at least. 2016, no, way before that. I'd say 2014, maybe 2013. Yeah, but yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. That's retarded that weed. That's retarded that of all drugs. It's retarded that weed is fucking not decriminalized in every place in the fucking world. I mean, alcohol, right, is not only is it encouraged, but yeah, I mean, and alcohol is far worse. Like it's far more. I don't want to like pin the two together, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Most people who get stoned don't fucking go slap their wives around and get in cars and fucking kill people, stuff like that, or go on a rage and just fucking start shooting people. I'm not blaming alcohol because obviously these people have problems, but I'm saying if you're gonna fucking make alcohol legal, you gotta at least make weed legal too. I mean, I'd put them at least on the same boat. So yeah. Right on, man. Yeah, man. We got a whole thing. We have like 6 episodes lined up, man, for the Trip on this stuff, and it's all again. It's going to be revolving around everything from the supernatural to psychedelics to conspiracy theories. A lot of those are coming up, especially with the whole presidential election and stuff like that. That whole thing, with the Trump voter scam and fraud, and and then there's and I try to. I mean, I have my own opinions, but I try to kind of balance it, kind of try to stay on top. I try to play the devil's advocate, whoever's on, whatever, whether it's taking the left or the right, I try to go the other way if I can. I mean, obviously certain topics I can't, but yeah, I mean, it's good. And it's always fun. I don't know. I like to hear people's supernatural stories. So long as it's not like, doesn't sound like it's, so long as it sounds like it's off the cuff, right? So long as it doesn't sound like it's the reading off a script, like some of these fucking places. Yeah, Window Guild. I was always wondering, man, Window Guild for a long time, man. I didn't know if you were a bot because you always said like one or two words, and they're always just saying like "yay," so like that. I was like, "Is that a bot? Is that a bot?" I couldn't tell if you were a bot, but that's cool. I can tell it now. It's fucking funny though. Yeah, I had a friend who was a cop. He's actually married to a cop, and yeah, and he was like, it's funny because one was a defense attorney and the other was a cop, like complete opposites, but they're a couple. I don't know if they're anything like weird, like no, probably not. But yeah, and dude, you know, the cop liked to drink, and he would tell me like, 'cause I always bust his balls, like, "What up, Johnny? What up, Johnny?" You know, he was cool though. He was just didn't even give a fuck. Like when he was off work, he's like, "I'm off work. Don't make me fucking get on the clock." I'm like, "I won't." Yeah, but yeah, I just talked to him like he would talk real candid, man. He talked real candid. He's a new cop too. He's just like, dude, he's like, I hate. He smoked weed, but he would never tell you that. Like he just couldn't admit it, right? But you could tell. I knew his wife too. But yeah, he just like the worst, man. And this is in Phoenix, Arizona, where the drug laws are pretty hard back in like the late '90s, early 2000s. I don't know what they are right now, but still they're pretty fucking Arizona. Might as well be Texas. But yeah, he was just like, he's like, I hate it, man. He's like, I fucking pull somebody over and their car reeks like weed. He's like, I gotta like fucking fuck with them because, you know, if I don't and they get into a car accident, you know, he's like, I've kind of my responsibility. It's what they pay me. Is, you know, and he's like, but I hate it, man. I hate busting people for fucking stupid shit. He's like, I hate it, but people are fucking stupid. All they gotta do is not do stupid shit and keep it on the down low. You know, and he's like, I hate it, man. He's like, I hate my job those nights that I fucking, you know, arresting some fucking 17-year-old kid for smoking weed in the fucking park, you know, and I was gonna fuck up his life for a while. It's like I hate it because who the fuck here, cops included, haven't sat in the park and smoked some fucking weed? We all have, unless you're fucking really fucking square. You know, most cops aren't, by the way. You know, yeah, man, most cops. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Ryan, everybody else in the room. Oh, fuck, we're up to 15 people, man. I must have like did something. No, yeah, man. I don't know if cops steal drugs, man. I don't know. Man, I'm sure. Well, of course, some of them do. I mean, if especially, you know, the way to go if you're a cop, the arresting cop, right, who does seize that fucking ounce of cocaine, right? That guy, that's the guy that cuts it. That's the guy that says, oh, an ounce, just fucking half an ounce cocaine. The other half goes into his pocket and he goes funneled somewhere else, right? And of course, what you think the fucking guy who got arrested is going to say anything, right? When he goes to court, he's not going to be like, no, wait, that was actually an ounce. Where'd that other half an ounce go? Charge me fucking for a felony. No, of course he's not going to say shit. But yeah. Yeah, or you know the cops, they just know those one cops that'll arrest you, make it look like it's an arrest, and when he rolls around the corner, you in handcuffs, and everybody thinks you got arrested. Drives down the aisle, like, okay, here's how this is gonna roll. You're gonna give me fucking 20% of all your fucking drugs, you know, and we're gonna do this on the down low every Friday, and you're not gonna go to jail. What are you gonna say? You know, okay. Oh man, it was funny. I had this. I want to say he's shady, but he was a criminal defense attorney, and man loved his cocaine. He was a pretty good drinker. He was a weekend warrior drinker, but he was there every fucking weekend. So it was like sometimes like there's a weekend would start Wednesdays and end on Tuesdays, right? But anyway, he loves cocaine, and I was selling cocaine. And I worked at this bar, and best place to sell cocaine, by the way, if we work at a bar, cocaine, booze, like that. Like, you know, there are people who never touch cocaine or have only tried it once. Once you tried cocaine, it's fucking awesome, right? And then if you drink, for some reason, that alcohol gets in your fucking the little bitty part of your brain that has a cocaine thing in it, and it fucking stimulates it. And all of a sudden, you start thinking about cocaine. Don't know why. It's just one of those things. And yeah, and so this guy, every time he started drinking, he's just like, and he knew I sold cocaine. He's like, hey, give me some cocaine. You know, but he always paid for it. He's well-known defense attorney, right? Well-known, right? Even back then, he was starting to get well-known. But his father was like really well known, so it was already known that he was going to get well known. But yeah, so like, but then it was like, I got busted doing something. It was something really stupid, but the guy represented me for free. Like I just called him because I was in jail, and he gave me his card one night, And he's like, "Whoa, whoa." And the guy fucking hates cops. On the video games, when he would get like second place, or whatever, his name was "I hate cops." That's what his like little initials were on the video games. But he really did. And yeah, he didn't get. Unfortunately, I lost because I was guilty as fuck. But the way he tortured these cops and like strung this fucking stupid case over a $250 fine, he strung that shit out for a year. He cost the city fucking like tens of thousands of dollars in the times that all the cops that he's fucking subpoenaing and brought in to fucking testify with stupid shit about how their speedo fucking radar detector was calibrated when, so all these records. Cops hate him too. Anyway, so I owed him. But then it was like every time he got drunk and he see me, he was like, "Hey, Zach, hey, what you got? What you holding?" And I was like, what are you going to say? Like, I owe this guy like fucking $5,000, right? So I was like, I basically, of course, then I learned to carry my shit in two pockets. The one where I pull inside out, it has a little bag. That's his. And the other pocket, the one I don't pull out, that's what I'm selling and doing. The juice. So we have that call-in number. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Let me cut and paste this shit again. Bam. Anybody wants to call in, I think I should be able to swap this over, and it's going to be old school 90s style coming through this fucking speakerphone on my Samsung through this fucking microphone. But yeah, so for those of you who tune in, I'm just going to recap this. I'll make it short because I'm running out of shit to say, so I'm just rolling into old fucking videos that I made before. Yeah, Oregon, first state to decriminalize drugs in the United States. Decriminalized. It's a $100 fine if you get caught with possession. You can defer that fine if you if you go to the drug classes. Don't know what that all entails. They call it a mental evaluation class, but they didn't make it sound like classes. It made it sound like one, at least for the first offense. So that's great. That's great news. Obviously, there's some gray areas like how many times you get with possession, how much, and like if you have kids and stuff like that. But for the most part, possession is not sending people to jail anymore, which is awesome. The next thing they need to do is all these people that are sitting in fucking jail for possession, they need to let go. Yeah. Because there's way too many people sitting in jail for stupid shit. And if we're going to look at, drug addiction as mental illness, then you can't send sick people to jail unless they're sick, violent people like pedophiles and rapists. And those types of people, a different story. But drug addicts, all they're really doing is hurting themselves. They have kids, shit like that. That's a different story. Maybe, But the fact that they started the process, I'm sure there's going to be some fine tuning, right? Some bumps in the road they're going to come across. But yeah, for now, New York's coming up, Delaware, Kentucky, another K-State, Connecticut. Connecticut, K-State. I like that. Yeah, man. So yeah. What do you change?